Okay, Chris Bolschweiler coming at you again with a quick overview of what animations look like in CSS3. Now, previously we've talked about CSS3 animations and transitions and transforms all together in one topic, but now we're going to break it down and go a little bit more in depth on what an animation looks like in CSS3. So I have two examples that I want to take a look at. And let's go ahead and pull up my first one. And you can see here that I have three different animations in CSS. Now there's not a whole lot to really look at here or explain to you without pulling up my source here. So this is my HTML page, and I have my layout here. I have my three CSS properties here. I have the shapeshifter, I have the bouncing ball, and I have the slider. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the CSS file that is really responsible for all of the animations that you are seeing. So right here, again, we have our three CSS elements. Now my shapeshifter, I have defined infinite here. So that way these animations, they never stop. Now let's go into a little bit more in depth. So the bouncing ball here, I have my CSS properties, the height, the width, the name, the animation duration, I have that defined at 7 seconds, and the direction alternates. So it will bounce all up and down this border radius here. And my shapeshifter, that is defined here as infinite, so it shapeshifts an infinite number of times, as does the slider here. Up and down, and it's defined as infinite. So that's a quick example of how I can define animations in CSS without using any JavaScript whatsoever. That's a really cool example. Let's take a look at the other example that I have. And we have some more CSS animations. I'm stuck in your shadow of compression, so let me get the heck out of here because I don't want to be no more. So I hit compress me and look at what happens. I'm kind of going crazy just because I can't wait to get away from you. So let's take a look at that source really quick. Let's see what that looks like. Now there is a JavaScript file to help me with this one. I have my HTML page right here, and the JavaScript is where the animation takes place, partly anyways. I have my function that's created here. I have the element ball, and I have the jump 10 seconds linear infinite here. So it will bounce up an infinite number of times. Now let's take a look at how the colors change. Now here I have my body. Here's my CSS properties. I have the start, width, and the height of the ball. And I have the position, the floor. Now here's what I want to draw your attention to is every time this ball reaches a different position on the page, it changes color. It goes back to white when it gets to the top, and it slowly turns red as it bounces to the bottom of the page. Once it's at the bottom of the page, it turns completely red. Now you'll notice that kind of in the middle of its animation, it turns a pink color, which I have defined here at various percentages of the jump on the page. So this is another example of using CSS animations and JavaScript together to animate the ball here, but also I have the changes made in CSS to the colors and such. And that is basically it for this short but more in-depth look at some CSS animations with and without the help of JavaScript.